G'day and welcome to Tuesday. Hope everyone's Monday was good. If you took a trade, hope you were successful in that trade. I'm going to start today with a quick recap on yesterday's bias. Just show you where I made an error in my gold bias. Just for a bit of a learning opportunity. So first we'll start on NQ, and you can see, so yesterday my bias was bullish even though we had swept this external range liquidity. The reason I was bullish was because of the sheer momentum in the market. We just created a breakaway gap here, essentially another one here because it hasn't been retested, this fair value gap, and we just continued this move higher. So the trend is your friend until the end of the trend. So my idea was that with a strong close above the external here, Friday continued that momentum. My idea was that we would continue higher. Does that mean I was looking for a trade? If a clean trade presented, then I would have looked for something on NQ. And similarly with ES, the same approach was had there. But we don't want to be longing at the highs. It's lower probability. Now, NQ, ES, CL, even DXY, I was bang on with my bias yesterday. But then gold, which we didn't talk about in the video yesterday because of my ongoing computer struggles, but we'll see if we can battle on today. I actually took the same idea into gold that I had on NASDAQ, which was, we had a strong close above the external. But what I didn't really consider, and obviously when we sweep external, then we look to internal, right? With NASDAQ, with the bullish momentum and the trend, and the invalidation of that, we've continued to remain bullish, right? But what I didn't factor in here was that we haven't had the multiple days of bullish movement with gold that we'd seen on NASDAQ or ES. So when I said, we're looking to go long or looking for a bullish day here yesterday because of this strong close above, that was actually an error there. And we should have been looking to move back to this internal located down here. Now, unfortunately, because of my bias on gold, coupled with the fact that the market open was chop city on NQ and ES, I decided to look at other assets. CL I really liked, but CL didn't give any unicorn shorts that I could see or pick up on the 5-minute time frame. So I wasn't able to get into a trade on CL. So I moved over to gold, and a bullish opportunity presented, and I took that trade and ended up getting stopped out for negative 1R. So it's just wanted to just discuss that. You can see when you get the bias wrong, that obviously you can then be subject to losing a trade based on that because I was in a long mindset. So that was just a small recap I wanted to do on yesterday's price action. But while we've got it on gold, I'll just throw that back on and we'll get into today. We'll just jump to the calendar. So today we've got news at 10, high impact news, Fed Chow Fed Chair Powell testifies at 10. That sort of news for me is something to be cautious about. Obviously, he's testifying, so that will take some time. So the news itself isn't just like dropping a change in employment rate. It can be a drawn out process. So there might be some volatility there, something to be aware of. Okay, back on the chart. Let's have a look at gold while we're here. So based on what we're looking at here, we're moving from our external to our internal liquidity. So I'll be looking for that bearish bias over here. And it's as simple as that. We keep it simple. Sweep, look for internal. Let's clear the chart and drop down to the hourly. So what do we got here? Okay. It's got a change in the state of delivery. We had displacement here, so we do want to see displacement with our change in the state of delivery. Price came up and it held that change in the state of delivery and pushed lower. We did see more displacement on the way down here, and obviously a nice move here, lower. So if we run the standard deviations from the high here, we don't have a swing low to run off, so we can just use the low here where the change of the state of delivery is. Price did reach the -4 standard deviation and did retrace. So it did reach max extension. But again, price is continuing to respect bearish PD arrays. This FVG here held the consequent encroachment nicely. So while we continue to respect bearish PD arrays, for me we have a bearish bias. Our market structure for me is also bearish, and when the two align we can look for opportunities. Here we have low resistance liquidity on the other side of price. We have formed some high resistance liquidity this leg higher here, and again with a sweep here we've created high resistance liquidity in here. So potential to reach for that low resistance liquidity, and I'd like to see this clear as a first target. That will be the news candle from Friday. So it's our data lows. That's always a good draw on liquidity. So I am liking gold to move short today. Let's run over to Dixie. Clear these tags. Drop up to the daily. Get rid of these drawings. Okay, so what do we got? So my idea yesterday was bullish. We swept this external liquidity here. We had already swept this one here as well. And we did get a bullish close. Is it convincing? It's not that convincing. Wasn't a lot of strength there. There was some buyback down here, but is it convincing? What we've done though is we've now come internal after sweeping. External back to internal. We've got our internal move. So with that said, I would be looking now for a price to continue lower. So external to internal. So we'll see if Dixie wants to move lower today. Down to the hourly. We do have some nice low resistance liquidity resting down here. Price has definitely got bearish momentum. Has stalled a little bit, obviously with that slight move up yesterday. And it ranged a little bit through here. Creating high resistance liquidity. Then a failure swing. Again here we had high resistance liquidity grab there. So I'd like to see if we can get a close, bearish close below this level here. I'd be pretty confident that we'll continue lower. We did have, I'm just going to clear that up, something to just keep an eye on. Is bullish breakup through here. There's our stop hunt. An hourly bullish breaker, which is signal or a sign of a potential reversal. So now we want to see, is price going to hold here and continue to move higher? If price crashes through this breaker, then we can anticipate price to continue lower. So at the moment, with a bullish idea and bearish, I would be remaining neutral on the hourly for Dixie for the time being. News might change that. So we'll see what news delivers. So we've got a bearish daily idea, so let's use that. Okay, oil. Jump up to the daily. So here we go. Nice bearish move yesterday. We've got a sweep of the low there. Low resistance liquidity, high resistance liquidity at the top here. Swing high, swing low. Give us an idea of a potential reach for daily standard deviations. Again, lines up with liquidity, -1, -2 to 2.5. It looks like there's a fair bit of momentum here at the moment, but obviously we do have internal forming. Now I know it's not formed yet, but there is liquidity residing here. So whilst we look good for bearish momentum, right now I'd be looking to see if price can come back up after sweeping this low. Back up into internal. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. Okay, on the hourly, still very much bearish structure. As pointed out yesterday, is bearish breaker. Run our standard deviations from here to here. Right now, price is at that -2 to 2.5 level. If we get a close below the -2.5, we can then anticipate price to move to the -4. So on the hourly, this is looking very bearish to me. High resistance liquidity, again here, high resistance liquidity. Low resistance over here. Just ripe for the picking that. So at the moment, the daily idea is that we're sweeping a swing low, so we want to look for internal, so that would be bullish. On the hourly, we're still bearish. That would mean I would sit out of any trades until I get some alignment there. All right, ES, let's have a look. We've just had a lot of movement to the upside. Where does it stop? Who knows? There's no reason at the moment for me to think that we're going to change trend. we've continued to close above previous day high for the last 1, 2, 3, 4 days. Until we either close back in the range of the previous day or below it, then I've got to say I remain bullish at this stage. I just like to grab the body of the previous day. Gives us an idea if price can hold the 50%, you know, if it was to wick down and then push back off, then that would keep your bullish bias. I mean, here it's just continuing to move up through Asia and London today, so we'll just have to wait and see, but I won't be looking for a position at this stage on NQ. We're at the highs. We don't long at old highs. It's lower probability. Let's jump over to the hourly. Price just continues to respect bullish PD arrays, doesn't it? Respected. Again, respected up here. Breakaway gap. Respected down here. So with this current move, we'll see where the standard deviation runs out to. I think it was already at this -4. Yeah, so we've actually closed above our max extension now. So what we can do is we can look at the most recent information as well for potential continuation. That gives us an idea of a potential target. Now, one thing I noticed earlier is we've got, on the current candle, we're creating equal highs on ES. We also have from this high to this high is an SMT with NQ. So NQ made a lower high while ES made a higher high in the same location. Just something to keep an eye on until, you know, if price closes above that or moves above that, then that'll invalidate that SMT anyway. What about on the lows? The lows are the same, no SMT there. So bullish idea on ES, bullish on the daily and bullish on our structure. NQ is the same story, guys. There's nothing, there'll be no surprises here other than this SMT, which is now starting to be invalidated. There's nothing here that tells me we're moving lower at this stage. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I'm going to wrap it up there and start getting prepped for New York Open. Feel free to leave a comment down below. Please like and subscribe. Share my videos around. I'd love to get as much reach as possible. I appreciate you guys watching, and we'll catch you tomorrow.